everybody, and welcome to the Deep Weeds. You're going to get ambushed by a Pidgeotto
Ugh,
in here because it's the Dragon
ugh,
Clan, and I have no idea how
ugh.
they work. Are we
I've
doing
taken the
hand gestures?
gator chomp and turned it into.
That's
I don't know
not
what I decided. I have to pantomime
every
various
faction.
things. It just happens. I can't. I'm Paul. That's Jesse.
I'm Jesse.
We, you know, we have decided that Americans don't spend enough time reading. They keep failing all these tests. So we devised a group activity in which we all together read some L5R cards.
We have not read these. I mean, the most that we'll probably ever do with these cards is read them. So let's do it together. Let's be a community. Let's come together one last time in samurai harmony and talk about Dragon, guys. The Dragon, all throughout 20 festivals, has had this huge direction problem. Every time we review them, I have no idea what's happening. Like I sit there,
They've won
the
events,
cards.
right? I don't think their honor decks have won anything. They've certainly come close, but we've seen some Kensei stuff at one point. We saw some Kensei Dooley things. Enlightenment made a run at Gen Con. Like, they have tools, but a real lack of like codified direction. And this is something we talked about with Genji decks in general. And I think Dragon really suffer, where it's like, when the game gets down to 7 dudes playing Dragon, and they're all just doing like 6 different things.
Dragon's great, and
yeah.
You can make an argument that Dragon is the best designed faction because there's no clear arrows saying like, okay, you're a Dragon player, you do this.
And Dragon players seem to really enjoy their Dragon decks. I've got 4 different Dragon decks, and I love all of them, right? Like, I like playing Dragon.
So with that all having been said, let's wander around in the weeds. Let's talk about Kazuki Goshi.
He's got Destin. I like him.
I like him already.
High five, Jesse. You ready? Here we go.
I went the wrong way on the screen. This way. Wait. This isn't working, man. This is embarrassing. I'm embarrassed that this video feed exists.
After an action destroys a dishonorable guy, gain an honor. I could care less. Dishonor target guy. I could care less. Destined. Yes.
Hey, yes.
Okay, sure.
Are you playing the keyword game? Are you being competitive in the Courtier Magistrate keyword brackets? If you are, reach for this guy. If you are not,
we should probably mention that 7 gold for Destined is pretty terrible because there's a 1 gold cost holding that probably shouldn't exist.
Also, a 3 gold cost holding that probably shouldn't exist. But
for the Yoda Sensei deck, this guy is gonna go in. He'll play Raincath Privilege, and he'll draw you another card, and he'll dishonor a guy, and I don't actually know what else happens from there. So he's not really that good, but I like him anyway. You can't stop me from liking him. Which here's a gold cheap.
Katsuki Goto. Here's another resilient guy. For a resilient guy to be loved by Jesse, he must do something. I see political interrupt, and I know already I'm not going to like this one so much.
So this is we talked a little bit sort of behind the scenes, if you will, but whatever, man. These things can just be 20 minutes long. It's going to get really tiresome to read the phrase, if you took an honor interrupt to the action. Like, these political interrupts that, like, interact with the honor interrupt make me really wish a stack existed. Like, it's getting a little exhausting. There was the Crane guy that we're still not sure how he works. Now we have this guy, which is just like...
this guy works. It bounces the card back in your hand, and, like, that's it.
And you can't do it again. So it gives you a free point of honor.
So that's great. Bow, gain 1 honor.
That's great, terrible. Right? That's great.
And it's a total non-bow with the resilient trait. Like, he bows every turn in the open phase or whatever, in the dynasty phase, after I proclaim my guy, and so why am I...
You're thinking about him the wrong way. Yeah, the resilient, all that trait stuff is irrelevant. So you start the Ring of Air because you're Dragon and you get to do that. And so if you have an honor card in your hand, this guy is 3 PH for 4 gold. So he's 3 honor for 4 gold. And then if you had an honor card, every single time you take an honor action for like the rest of the stupid game, he gives you an extra point of honor.
This guy's really awesome.
So over the course of a game, he's going to generate you like 7 honor, and he's not even going to cost you a fake card. Like, he's great.
Sold. I love him. I don't know if he has a home or not. That's a different question that we need to talk about. We don't have to.
Sure.
It's a different consideration than that. But you're right. This is a very good card that will generate you at the very least. Like, if this card was just a 4 gold for 4 PH with a blank text box, would I be, like, talking about it? And the answer is, of course, which is basically what he is in the very, like, lowest conception. Because in my understanding of how Proclaim works is that all these guys with these interrupts can interrupt their own Proclaim actions.
Is that a rules question? I mean, I didn't know those back when they actually had people answering rules questions.
I'm just saying because the Proclaim thing happens after the guy enters play.
Sure.
So
that sounds plausible.
I have no idea. I'd have to look at the book. But even if he can't, even if I have to wait a full turn to get a point out of him, whatever.
Yep, you're gonna get value. So
let's talk about Muramoto Konoe.
Hey, it's a 3/3 duelist for 5. Dragon, I feel like I've had this card like a million times, but this one has a if opposed, look at cards, discard a card to get an Ijitsu
thing. So she's a built-in inspiration for your duels. Yeah, I think it's great. Like,
there's a lot more card search and card selection coming out with this set. I think we're starting to hit a critical mass. There's also more good Ijitsu cards now. I mean, we loved the blow-up attachment card from last set. There's the bow that with the invest to kill an attachment or something. This set, the Chase Rare Duel. Dueling is good. Military dueling is great. We haven't really seen an attacky dueling deck with like cheaper 5 gold cost guys, but that doesn't mean it's never going to exist. It might just mean that we need a saturation point, and I think this could be one of the cards that sort of give you into that tipping point.
I love Insight. It's one of those cards that I always reach for when I'm building decks. I think it's a nifty little effect, and this is just like a little insight. You have to discard a card, but you've always got. I mean, this is L5R, man. Like if you've got 7 cards in your hand, 4 of them are playable, and 3 of them are like stupid attachments you didn't have gold to throw down.
And you can have your like Way of the Dragon with its discipline in there, or something like that to kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. With discipline, like discard a card ain't the cost it used to be. So a lot of times it's just going to be like, well, go fish for some gas. You're playing 22 duels or whatever anyway. You're going to hit.
Yep. And, your dragon, you can be playing the In Stillness Forge of the Soul and really sort of know what's there. Like it's
even if you just have multiples of this chick, I was about to say that she really sets herself up because you look at the top 3, you see how many duels are there. You sort of know whether or not to go again on the guy. Yeah. You get a third card, obviously.
Also, gives you a little focus pool information and all kinds of stuff. I mean, this is a really solid. It's a lot of text on a really simple common, and so there's a part of me that wants to make a commentary on that. But I like this card because it feels very sort of Dragon Duelist, right?
Absolutely.
They have sort of like a.
This is not an effect you'd see on a Crane guy. It's very nifty. Yep. A+ card for Jesse.
I dare, sir, you have insulted my good name. I challenge you to a pugilistic contest. Are you
it's so true. Okay, let's see. After end of play, I get to pick one of these things.
Yep. Wait, not already on your Sandin in play. So like the first one will get ability A, the second one gets ability B, and the third one gets like whatever like the last over is.
So he can recruit another. He can get himself. He can.
Maybe I'm wrong on that. Does the Sandin just refers to himself? Permanently give one of the following buildings not already on your Sandin in play.
Recruit a Sandin.
It doesn't say a different one.
Pile or dynasty deck. So
maybe
you can have 2 melee 3s, right? Because you can go like get a Sandin.
I think
with a melee
each
3.
guy can have the. I think each one can only have each ability once, and the interplay thing has to do with like Feign Deathy type stuff.
No, it's saying after enters play, you pick one, and then he gets it, but you can't have the same ability 2 times in play. But if you have a Sandin with like the melee 3 in the discard pile, and then you buy a different Sandin, you can get melee 3 again.
Yes, that sounds correct. Yes.
Right. Okay. So you can get you can do some reach around your heady stuff.
So they can all just have melee 3s. They can all just have.
I mean, as long as they just you go buy a Sandin, give a melee 3, defend, die, and buy another Sandin, get it. But if your one guy's alive, you can't have another melee 3.
That's not how I interpret it. Okay, so how I interpret it is
not already on your Sandin in play. This is an interpretation.
Okay. I thought it would. Didn't it say not already on any Sandin in play? I thought your Sandin refers to the one that just entered play. So
you just blew my mind. No, I stopped. You just blew my mind. I I mean, I think this is clearly referring to all the Sanins.
I don't think so at all. So because you have so I buy Sanin the first. I give him the Void Dynasty ability.
Correct.
I use him to recruit a different Sanin. It is my belief that I can give the second Sanin also the Void Dynasty ability.
I'm saying that you cannot.
Okay, so we have ourselves a rule discrepancy.
Anyway, regardless, I don't think this guy. I mean, we're talking about it. This is exactly the sort of dragon card that never gets played. These sort of like weirdo head scratches.
Right. So like, and then you read the ability. So the Dynasty gets you more Sanins, and the Air Battle straightens Sanins, and then the melee 3 attack is the one pay off. But at the end of the day, it's still just a 3/3 for 6 monk, and I just
like monk ain't what it used to be.
There might be. Like the ability to bring back from your discard pile doesn't say like he can be dead too, right? So like
Absolutely,
there's like a combo potential somewhere down the line because it's a weird working sort of confusing ambiguous card. It might end up connecting with something in a really interesting way. But right now, just as like you're never gonna like the only time you're gonna play this card is if there's some really broken thing you can do with it. And melee 3 attacks and straightening dudes are not broken things, you know? So like
yeah, so you're absolutely right. Like the melee 3, you read the card and you're like, okay, well the upshot is the melee 3. Like I get a 6 gold for a 3/3 guy with a melee 3, but that's terrible. Like that's unaligned personality territory. Right. So the real upshot here is the Void Dynasty, and you got to figure out how are you breaking this card.
Because if I can go buy the first one at 6 gold, bow him to get the second one, and you have the second one get the ability, and bow him. So then, like, there's a question of, like, I have 18 gold, I get all 3 Sanins out, one of which has Air Battle, the other 2 have the Voids. Like, then it's like that lion guy who you invest for 15 and gets himself out.
Yep.
And, like, then it's just a weird super invest, like, I have 1 province and I flip my Sanin and I've got 18 gold and I get 3 guys. Then he's very playable in that specific situation, right? Because it's just like you have extra gold and you get 3 dudes out of 1 province. And so if he works the way I sort of think he works, then maybe, and there might be some other like permanently give a different Sanin a thing. So like it's a card I have to spend some time looking at, but I'm okay. Like we like that those cards come out. I just wish it was clearer how he worked.
Because I think that if it was referring to this card, it would say him, not your Sanin.
I know.
Not already on him.
I feel like there's a rule about cards when they reference the title, always reference themselves or something.
All right, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about Tamori Daishu. This is the guy that was like the.
Go nuts! I'm gonna just take a moment and drink my milk.
I don't have anything to go nuts here, though. This is just a guy. Like, first off, I haven't read The Mountain Born yet, so perhaps you can fill me in on that one. Is this card totally awesome?
I don't know about totally awesome. It's The Mountain Born. I mean, I don't.
Yes, thank you.
Do you not know it? It's like
I know Unbound Spirit. That was a good one. That was the one that you lost on camera to 17 copies of in the Steel tournament.
Okay. It's Earth Spirit. Okay, do you want me to tell you? It's like I just pulled it up because I couldn't remember it.
Please.
So the Mountain Born is a 3 force follower for 6 gold. It's got a bunch of keywords. It's a spirit, Shugenja non-human Earth. It's the experienced bound spirit. After this personality straighten this follower. Fear equal to twice this follower's force. So it makes a big fear effect.
I always get the Unbound Spirit then because it's a no-bound melee.
The Spirit was probably just better, right?
Right, so the Spirit is like the 5 gold for 3 force, melee 3 if he's attached to an Earth guy, straighten him. So then I can go like no-bound melee 3 and then Daishu no-bound melee 3, like bow the guy straighten, and I sort of got like a bunch of melee attacks.
Yep.
This guy's whatever. I mean, 8 gold for 3 force is really steep. If you're not courtesy, you're paying 10 gold for 3 force, and then you're hoping to like pay another 5 gold for 3 more force. Like it's getting like the math gets tough on this guy's numbers, and I'm pretty sure that's what's going to hold him down. what got the original Daishu play was that he was like he was an 8 gold cost guy, 3/4 for 4 gold that got you 4 honor, and he was like naval here and there. His numbers like sort of worked a little better than this one's.
So I'd like, and we've talked a little bit about, like, we're at a point now, we talked just a few personalities ago about searching for the Ijitsu action. Like, I mean, 2 gold to search for a specific card, but still 2 gold to fetch a card, right? Accepting the choice, but without having to gisk out. And Unbound Spirit is a fine follower. So I kind of like the invest on
I like
its
the
face.
invest like as a thing. Like if that was just the card, if the card, it's just the 8 gold is the body. The fact that you're paying 10, and like what are you getting? Like, I guess I mean this comes back to I have no idea what 10 gold buys you these days. Like Ninja Shapeshifter.
One of the problems we had with basic Daishu is my problem with this Daishu, which is I don't know what deck I want this guy for. Because if I'm playing an honor deck, I really don't want a 2PH 8 gold cost guy who also like invests to get followers. That doesn't seem the sort of thing that I want in my honor deck. But it also feels way too expensive for my military deck. And so I guess it's for like this weird mid-rangey kind of attacky but slower attacky Shugenja Dragon deck. And that's just kind of a no man's land for me.
This is the kind of card that like wishes he could be in a sideboard, you know, like that.
Yep.
Like if you were playing against a mid-rangey type deck and you wanted to go like a little bit bigger than them and bring in like some Tamori Daishus and have these like access to these melee attacks for these long grindy battles, like he'd be a great
There
option.
might be something in like the School of Wizardry type dragon deck now, because you wizardry for this guy with the invest to get the follower, and then the followers are also a Shugenja, so you wizardry that down. It's just not. It just feels like it's not worth it to me. These 8 gold cost kind of cards that can invest up to 10 feel like they've never been properly calibrated with the change in how gold costs and force ratios work. I just feel like this guy should be 4 force or 5 force, and then so that you invest him and you get the follower, and then him with the follower is sort of a province-threatening unit. I feel like would move you a lot closer to being where you need to be.
I can agree with that. The fact that him invested, get the follower, attach the follower, is still not breaking a Crane province is pretty tough.
Yeah, it's a little low.
Last one. I have no idea what is standing behind this guy. Do you know like what is happening here? Oh, I thought there was like a monster at first. It appears to be like some terrain.
Is it not? Right, my thought it was like the earth with a waterfall, but like given form, like those are eyes, right?
But then there's like some buildings in the background. I don't really know. This one is really cool, actually. I love that he has the trait that gives his stuff resilient. Like this is the card I've been waiting for forever from Resilient. That like
sure.
I hated Resilient for so long because like.
Can I talk about the trait I like? There's a trait on there that I like.
Okay, I like that one too because he draws himself an attachment to put on him to get the attachment Resilient. Like. This is the card that Lucas Twyman has been waiting for his entire life. Not Lucas Twyman. This is the card that...
Lucas Twyman? You talking about Luke Gregory?
Luke Gregory, yeah. Luke Gregory has been waiting for this card his entire life.
1 PH, but yeah, I'm with you.
Like, you just throw a million spells on this guy, he defends, he has resilience.
Throw a bunch of stuff, he's still there. Absolutely. And the fact that all of his earth spells or his earth followers... No, like, he's... like. So the guy before, I wasn't really sure what deck he goes in. This guy goes in that deck easy. This guy goes in the Earth military deck that's a little slow to set up, but it's slow to set up with a big resilient unit. So it's hard to, so it doesn't lose all its tempo early. And then at some point it gets to this mass where you can't really attack into it, but he's attacking into you, and then he straightens his units. Like he straightens his guy with the Ring of Air, and then his followers straighten. I see that deck very clearly.
Yep.
I just don't know if I have Daishu experience in it.
For sure, but I think this is a really cool card. This is like they're pushing the resilient trait in a new direction, putting it on the whole unit. It's something that's really powerful.
That's a really cool concept for an Earth Shugenja to have. Like, what does my my Fire Shugenja do? What Water Shugenja do? Like, I don't think Earth Shugenja have had a great identity, and this one instantly makes sense. It's like, what do Earth Shugenja? Well, they're resilient. And this guy makes other things around him resilient. Like
for sure. What do? They don't die. Let's talk about the sensei. So
Continuing the theme of senseis that lack any kind of design elegance.
The ring you start with must be Earth. I don't like this card because I don't like authority. Like, you can't tell me what to do, card.
It's
I
so
can pick
true.
whatever I want.
So what's the ring we start with more than any other ring? Probably air, but a lot of it's Earth. I start Earth a lot.
Yeah.
But just you tell me I have to start Earth, I get mad. I'm like, no, I'm gonna start fire. I want to start.
Screw you, Janai Sensei. You're not my dad.
After the action equips your spell, make a non-human spirit follower and equip it. Paying its 3 gold cost. To the same personality, paying 1 more gold that the spell is not Earth.
The fact that the thing doesn't just say, like, why isn't the action 3? So, like, this is, like, really... I know the answer to this question. The answer to this question is your true nature. But why isn't it just a 3 gold action and a 2 force follower?
Right. So here's my thing. If you just made this, like, open, pay 3 gold, make a 2 force follower, would that have been so wrong? Would that have broken the format in some appreciable way? Even if you had, like, even if you let them start with it, like, oh, I can buy a guy on turn 1 and always attach a follower on turn 2 at the
a 2 force follower on turn 2, like whoop-de-doo.
I just
no, I'm so
to
right
me,
there with you, man.
It's just like that follower is just a 2 force non-human. It's just not swinging things for me. And now before I can attach it, I have to also have a spell. And there's no spell that like is looking for Earth non-human spirit followers. Because none that are jumping to mind. Maybe there are some in this set, but I just feel like.
Well, there's some guys like there's the guy that makes a melee attack equal to his spirit followers, and there's the Daishu guy we just read that he only cares about having a spirit follower. You're right though, like L5R cards have this problem, and especially when you're playing Los Keyword Juegos. It was pointed out to me that that's pronounced with an H sound, not a J sound, so I apologize.
Okay.
When you're playing Los Keyword Juegos with all of your Shugenja, there's this temptation for some reason of going all the way down the rabbit. I wish I knew how to say rabbit hole in Spanish because I'd say it. All the way down this rabbit hole and saying, like, well, we got to attach the spell, and the spell is Earth, and the guy is Earth, and you get an Earth thing, and everything's Earth. Like, just make a stupid follower, man. Like, what is this card? Like, you boil the card down to its essence, and you ask, like, what is this doing? What is the flavor of this? The flavor of this is I make some sort of, like, weird lizard bison thing out of Earth, and it helps my guy out. So make a weird lizard bison thing out of Earth and help your guy out. You're done. Like, the card's designed. Like, stop trying so hard.
The fact that it has to be an interrupt, it just... And you can use... I mean, yes, I can play the Earth Embrace, which cost me 0, and I was probably playing it anyway, and then it's just I interrupt right away, and I just get my follower 3 gold, and it wasn't that hard to do. But I just... Ugh.
But all you've done is made the card worse. And there's this really... And I think one of the legacies of L5R in my mind will be... that there was always this drive to make things worse.
Yep.
And you look at a game, you look at the other game, you look at a game like Magic, where they have to print these sort of wacky cards that do wacky things because there's like 10 trillion of those cards, and you can play them all, and legacy formats are played, and you got to print stuff with like neat new twists. Like L5R isn't that game. Like, why don't we see the +2 force card? Why don't we just see the sensei? Like, why doesn't the Crane Sensei just say, like, when you gain honor, negate it and make them lose 1, or like make them lose 2? Like, why does it always have to be these like insane reach around your head, meet these 10 like restrictions to do something?
And the fact that like it has to be an Earth spell or it costs you more, just like 3 gold for a 2 force follower isn't a very good deal. In fact, it's a bad deal. But because it's not costing you a fate card, you say, well, okay, it's like tied on to my other thing. But like 4 gold for 2 force, like that's just not needed, man. You've already got your flavor hit with you have to start the Ring of Earth. Like, you've got it already.
If they want it so bad, they can have it, man. Like, you can make it say, like, if the personality you targeted is not an Earth personality, make it cost 1 more gold. Like, okay, Juegos, we can play that Juegos if you want to. Like, I don't care.
And then there's the -1 starting honor, which is going to turn out to be, like, shockingly relevant, probably. I don't actually know no, maybe not. I'm thinking there's a lot of 4s you start at 5, so maybe that's not a big deal. But, so, like, this isn't a bad sense. Like, we've talked a lot about, like, it's not... Like, this is a perfectly fine sense to just jam into your, like, Dragon Shugenja deck that has some Earth people,
Yeah,
right?
do
Like
some
it's
random
easy to
upsiding in
do.
there.
Yeah, and you throw down some followers to make it harder for them to shoot your
It's just
Shugenja, which is like an
so.
actual problem. But it just bugs me because it's like you could have had a nice, simple, straightforward card that's like open, bow, pay 3 gold to make the follower. And
You can make it
apparently I
limited
can't
if
have
they're
that.
so worried about having too many. Like, oh, I
Well,
can't get
they're
out.
getting
Control
rid of
them.
limit. They're getting rid of limited actions.
Oh, well, it's in the game, and it's in my game, in my mind, it's in my L5R, so
I mean, it's
they
in
can do it.
L5R. The karmic, the cycle. I mean, is limited, right? Karmic's limited, but yeah. So
All
okay.
right, so that's Dragon. We're arbitrarily rating them. I give them a 6. I think they had a.
Yeah, that sounds about right for me. I actually think I like the dual guy a lot. I actually think I like him a little bit more than a 6. I think I give him a 7. I think
Okay.
that,
There's a lot of
and
head
I
scratchers.
almost I find myself almost always giving them a 7, and
Yeah,
then watching and wondering like, how come Dragon don't have more wins under their belt? So that's maybe I rate them too highly because I like them.
fair
Could
enough.
be
But
a
no, I mean, yeah, the
bias.
Doodle guy was really good. There were some solid bodies, a couple Destin guys. The
Hey,
Sensei's
look,
like an.
Shugenja and Destin guys, and the one honor gain guy with the interrupt. I mean, I just felt like, and the weird Santa. Like, I kind of like all their guys in some sort of version. So,
Yeah, and for all of our whining, that the Sensei is like really painless to play. You just, oh, do I play a
yep.
single Earth spell? Like, yes. Do I have another? Do I want to start Earth? Yes. Do I have another Sensei to play? No. Like, oh, here it is.
Yep.
Okay, this has been enough talk. Let us know what you think. Do you like Jedi Sensei? Would you just is it too powerful just making a guy? If you think so, you're wrong.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Yes, sir.
Jesse. That's Paul.
Oh, if you know how Shannon works, for the love of God, let us
Let
know.
us know,
Please,
please,
someone.
please. Later, guys.